Good evening, everybody. Welcome to PatFacts. Patrick here. Pat on your back, personal fitness. I hope everyone's having a great week. Little hiatus last week. Decided to take a week off. Just lots going on. Little tired, a little fatigue. Lots to kind of do. So decided to kind of take a little mental health night. It is mental health month, so making sure that we're creating awareness and on mental health issues for others and also for ourselves. So just feeling a little run down, a little tired, just kind of lots on the go. So I thought I'm going to take the week off so that the quality doesn't drop for what we provide, and a chance for me to kind of recharge and get ready for this week. So again, thank you for your patience on that. Tonight, we're trying to keep it too long. The topic I wanted to talk about tonight was connections, and thinking of an experience I had today, quite unexpected. I had a workshop to attend this morning through work. Had my work clothes on, but it was a little chilly, so I threw on my East Coast lifestyle hoodie here with the Scotian flag, and I went in. I sat down in the course. And the instructor says, "Oh, are you from the East Coast or have you traveled there?" I said, "No, I'm from there." He asked me my town. I told him my town. "Hello, Bonnie. Welcome in. Good to see you." My hometown, it turned out that he wasn't from there, but a lot of his family was, cousins and things. So when he said his last name, he said, "Oh, this is my last name." I immediately made that connection. There was a grocery store by that name in my town. My grandmother and mother were friends with the family. I went to school with people in the family as well. So it was really cool to be here in Ontario and to make that kind of not just Nova Scotia connection, but that specific to my town connection. So it brought back some cool memories. I was messaging my mom to say who I met, and she was sending names back and forth, and he was messaging his family, and they were like, "Hey, that's Patrick, and we know this person, his grandmother and his mother," and all these names coming back. So it was a really cool connection. It was, again, just brought back some memories, some good times, reminded me of home a little bit. And just, it's always nice to connect with someone with some similarity, something in common. We're both from Nova Scotia. He had been to my town many summers to help out at that grocery store and do deliveries and things like that. So there could be a chance we may have crossed paths somewhere in the past and just didn't obviously meet each other or maybe introduce each other. But there could be a possibility of that depending when he was around and what it was he was doing. So I thought it was a good reminder for us, again, being as we're wrapping up May and wrapping up Mental Health Month, to remind us to how important connections can be. For some of us, it could be something like today where it was a random kind of chance sort of connection where if I hadn't have had this sweater on, we might not have made that connection at all, or maybe later on in the day. So it could be a chance connection like that brings back memories or maybe creates a good moment. Maybe it's someone that becomes a connection that can help you work towards your goal. Maybe it's someone who's been a connection that you're trying to learn a skill or create confidence in something, or be a little more efficient at something, or speak to someone who is at or has been where you want to be. Sometimes those connections bring themselves for us. A lot of times you hear us say, if you show you want to learn, the teacher will appear if you're ready to learn. So it could be a connection that way where maybe you don't expect to meet this person, but maybe there's someone who can, again, give you guidance, mentorship, notes, just familiarity, just a bit of a relation to what you're going through, to have that kind of comfort, or comfort or satisfaction, knowing that someone else has been through what you're going through and has come out on the other side. Maybe it's someone like today, again, just someone that you happen to bump into that has a similar interest of you, that is into the same thing, where you share a little bit of information on that maybe, or some experiences. And again, that creates that good feeling, and just a little bit of maybe a break from what's going on in your life to give you that real refresh to come back at things with a clear head, not so stressed, maybe not so clouded with your thoughts, and be able to tackle things head on. And we're all about those breaks here today. And maybe it's someone that you've known for a long time, that maybe you need to reach out to and just say, hey, how are you? We haven't talked in a long time. How have you been? And maybe catch up on memories, experiences, the good old days. And again, just put yourself in that positive mindset and that good frame of mind where you can sort of, again, put today maybe to the side for just a few moments to give us that clarity. Again, hope maybe to bring us down from that red zone to a yellow, hopefully maybe even to a green, so that we're out of that high stress zone that a lot of us are kind of stuck in. And then again, as we get back into our day or our routine, then maybe that gives us a little bit of a fresh perspective or fresh energy to put towards that. And so a reminder here that not just for that person, but for your well-being and your mental clarity as well. Maybe take some time in the next day or two, or the next week. Maybe write down a list of a few people you've been meaning to reach out to, and actually put down some time to do that. I know there's some people who I have been planning to get a hold of and touch base with, and make sure they were doing fine because of some things that had gone on, and was kind of waiting for the right time and when I could maybe sit and message them and start that. And then they sort of moved away, so it's not as easy. My plan was to message and try to meet up, and now that plan won't really work, but I can still message them, and I will very quickly now that I realized I kind of wasted that time and didn't reach out as soon as I had thought of it originally. So again, maybe there's some people who you keep thinking, I should reach out to them and say hello. I should check on them, see how they're doing. Again, it's great for them, but also it's going to be great for you. If nothing else, again, hearing them, hearing their voices, talking things out, reminiscing on some good times will give you that little bit of a break from everything that's going on. And again, give you a more positive, open, clear, refreshed mindset. Maybe it's someone you can call before bed and again, chat with, reminisce, again, get your mind off things. Maybe that gives you a good night's sleep that night. And so you can get up the next morning fresh and ready to go. And maybe it's someone you call in the morning. And as we've said before, doing an act like this is filling someone else's bucket, checking them. How are you? How are things? Hey, remember that time? Haven't talked to you in a while. Miss you. Good to talk to you. That's filling their bucket, but that's also going to fill your bucket with positive energy. And that can help us go forward. Maybe that's kind of the missing piece right now in your goal progression. Maybe you need a little bit more positivity. Maybe you need some positivity pandemic to come back at you to be able to spread out there, to be able to get the energy, the drive, the motivation to go. Maybe that clear head for 5, 10, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever the phone call or the meetup happens to be. Again, maybe that refreshes things. Maybe that recharges you a little bit. Maybe that gives you that break and brings you down a zone or two in terms of our stress levels. And then again, we can go back and maybe be where we're at and focus on that goal work that we're doing to get a good quality of work done. So we don't feel we have to spend maybe 2 or 3 hours working on something. We can get a good quality half hour, maybe 45-minute chunk of work done, and then go on to the next thing, knowing that we put in a good amount of work. So use your connections. And if you don't, maybe there's also people you want to connect with that you haven't yet. Again, put that down, put it out there, and maybe see if there's some way that you have someone on your list and think, oh, I wonder if this person I know might have a way to get into that. And maybe in your reconnecting with some friends, maybe something will come up where you'll hear something and go, oh, hey, you mentioned you're at this now. I always wanted to meet this person. I think they're affiliated with you. Is that true? Is there a way maybe we could meet up sometime? Again, maybe those meetings of chance are there waiting to happen. Just sometimes we need to kind of get the ball rolling and again, get that momentum. And again, sometimes it could be just a random circumstance, a random meetup where you're at a place. And again, just wearing this hoodie today gave a commonality and a talking point, and it turned out to be really close connection, really, that I had um, no thought of whatsoever that I would go somewhere this morning in Ontario and talk about my hometown, Shelburne, Nova Scotia, um, with someone who usually, if we say that, people don't really know where that is. They know the bigger communities in Nova Scotia. So it was quite a surprise. So that's why I always try to, um, not much of a good segue here, maybe, but if I go to these courses and workshops and presenters and different things, I try to stay at the front of the room. I try to meet the presenter, say hello, because you never know where that uh, connection could come from. Maybe someone we meet today turns up in a year or two at another conference or convention or in a job interview, or as a coworker or a manager of a new position you take. You never know where some of these things could turn up. So always make the most of those connections you could make and those chances. You never know where they'll pay off, even if it's not something like I had today where that connection was quick. It could be something down the road that you meet up, and maybe it turns into someone that in a few months or maybe in a year or something, you're reaching back and you're reconnecting to say, hey, remember we met up at that workshop. It was great to meet you. Hope you're doing well. And then maybe that person goes, hey, yeah, how are you been? I was thinking of you the other day because we talked about X. And I have this opportunity now where I am, and I think you'd be a great fit. I remember talking with David Snively, for those that know David, a fitness instructor, host of the Caribbean Workout, top industry leader for years. I met him at a fitness conference one year. We chatted about what I was planning to do after university. I went back to the conference the year after, saw him again, reintroduced myself, and he remembered not just me, which is hard to do because they meet so many people within the course of a year, but we have name tags and things that bring that back. But he remembered that conversation we had and said, hey, how's your employment search going after university? Are you here? Are you doing whatever? He remembered that talk. So you never know when those things are going to sit with someone, and then you can bring them back up, or something will spark that memory to go, oh, hey, I met this person the other day who's a good fit for this. I should reach out to them. So always make the most of these connections we can make. And again, it could turn into something. Maybe it's just a coincidence, just a meeting. But maybe just in meeting someone like today with that presenter, just introduce myself and say, hey, thanks for that content. Thanks for that course today. Really appreciate it. Sometimes that can make their day. Maybe it's something new they're doing. Maybe it's something, a new position. Maybe they're traveling out of their comfort zone to deliver this content, these topics. Maybe it's just their first time doing so. And again, these little meetings, little thank you, a smile, that was nice. Thanks so much for sharing your time with us. Again, that can fill their bucket. That can help them feel better, so they're even more confident and relaxed the next time they go. And then again, that positive output will come back to you as well. So I definitely encourage you over the next, again, few days, even the next few weeks, think of those people, maybe even just a handful of people who you haven't reached out to in a while, who you've been thinking about and wanting to reach out to, and I really should. Now's the time. Let's reach out to them. Maybe they need to hear from you. Maybe you need to hear from them more than you think. And go through and check off that list. Maybe it's a message through social media. Maybe it's a little video message. Maybe it's a phone call. Maybe write them a letter and say, how are you been? How are things going? Maybe send them a picture or something. Maybe send them a postcard where you live now. Again, there's no right or wrong way to do this. Whatever works better for you. But let's try to reach out and work on those connections and reach out to those people as well that you stay in contact with on a regular basis. Maybe just thank them for being there. How's it going? How's your week been? Thanks for being there for me. Thanks for being someone I can reach out to on a regular basis. I really appreciate that. Again, we're sending that positivity out there, and it'll come back at us that way. And when we really need that connection and really have to reach out to them for guidance or help or assistance or an ear or a shoulder that maybe we need, again, it's there. It's there for us. We have that support network. And sometimes that'll give us a little more confidence to be able to take that risk or take that step or do that thing that we're not sure of. Because we know in the off chance it doesn't work out how we want to, we've got someone there to help us through it, to guide us through it. Excuse me, to listen to what maybe we think went wrong and what we could do differently next time, and to maybe give us that advice, or again, maybe just to listen to us and let us get it off our chest. And then same thing, they'll know that that network is there for them as well. So again, we're trying to build each other up and give each other that confidence, that safety net almost of knowing, even if I fall, I know the net's there, it'll catch me. I can reach out and talk to these guys. They can reach out and talk to me when they need to. And that circle of five becomes kind of a web of five, again, giving us that extra support and guidance and sometimes courage that maybe we need to take those next steps towards our goal. Because the further along we go on our journey towards our goal, it's probably going to get a little more challenging, maybe even a lot more challenging, depending on what things you have to learn and overcome on your way to achieving your goal. So again, the more we know we have the support systems around us, just like we know we have created the system of working through this problem and looked at agendas and plan Bs and things, having a support system, accountability, like we've talked about, knowing that's there for us can again give us a big, almost a little push behind us to say, it's okay, go ahead, I've got you. Or maybe a hand hold and a lead into it if you don't like the being pushed from behind. But again, it's there for us. So reach out this week. Even if there's people out there that are in your life that you know are super strong and always there for you, again, reach out to them. Your strong friends may need that reach out to, maybe more than you think, and maybe more than they even think. So reach out to them, check on your friends, strengthen those connections. And if you're out and about, take advantage or take the opportunity, I'll say, to make the most of any connections you make with someone, new connections, random connections, because you never know when that connection might come back around for you. Or again, just like we say here, to be kind and give that positivity pandemic out there so it will ripple back towards you as well. So if you're with us live or recording, I'd love to hear from you over the week in the comment section, or send me a DM. Maybe just, you don't have to tell me who, but maybe tell me if you reached out to a couple people, whether they're existing connections, maybe again, that list of 4 or 5 people you've been meaning to, but just haven't had the time to. Let me know how it goes. If you reached out to them, how it went, how you feel after extending that kind of connection to them, and just checking in and seeing how they are. And if you have an example of someone maybe again you met like today, that by chance was something really in common, that small world connection that we run into a lot out there, or again, maybe some of those connections that you made and then a couple years later it came back around into a job or an opportunity, or just a reconnect somewhere where you can again share some experiences and help build each other up. We'd love to hear from your experiences that way. So again, Mental Health Month, let's not stop. In a couple days, though, when May is over, of concerning ourselves with our mental health, let's try now to get that ball rolling and look at these connections. We've talked a few weeks ago about self-care and recovery and overcoming injuries. Go back and look at those if you need to, and let's adopt some of these habits going forward to help our mental health, to help us check in and reconnect and regain the energy where we need to. And just to wrap up here, one of the things I did enjoy about the course, and there were a few, but basically the format of the course, the idea is to have a kind of a policy in the company of better me, better we, better company. And I really like that, because typically it's the company is the focus, and we need the company to perform better and to do better. But they're actually looking and saying, hey, no, let's give our employees ideas to make themselves better. That's going to make their teams better, and that's going to make our company better overall. But the start was with us. And I thought that was a really great approach and a really refreshing approach to see. And again, it ties in with what we talk about here. Taking care of yourself, looking within first, better helps you perform and take care of those around you. So a reminder to put yourself first. Use your connections again to look after yourself, help your mental health, but then also strengthen that network and to have those relationships nice and strong for you where they need to be. Think of other strategies you could use to help your mental health, fitness, reading, listening to music, different hobbies, things where you can unwind and kind of get away from it all for a little bit to refresh and recompose a little bit and come back at things with more vigor, more energy, and a clearer mind to make those better decisions. So that's it for this week, gang. Again, I don't want to take too much of your time, but I just wanted to share the connection today made, and just the not even coming at it from a I didn't feel good mentally standpoint. I felt fine today. Again, like I said, there's been a lot going on and a little bit of rundown and stuff, but it just lifted me up. It great new energy, and again brought back some memories, and I felt better all day. I felt really good, and I tried to share that positive energy when I went back to work for the afternoon with everyone around me as well, so we could all benefit from that. So enjoy your making those connections and reaching out. I'd love to hear from you about how they go and how you felt after that, if you notice anything after making those connections. And again, any examples of maybe a random connection that you made that turned into something down the road or reconnected. Thanks for being here, everybody. You too, Bonnie. Have a great evening. We'll see you next week. And remember, everybody, K-Man, thanks for being here. Remember, everybody, always make yourself the priority that you deserve to be by striving to be operationally fit. Stay safe, take care. We'll see you next week.